Cole, hold on. Yep. There's a good reason for that. So, Cole, you got, it looks like to be one full art, which was a Colossal VMAX. And then you got, like, you know, all your reverse hollows, and codes. You are very welcome. I believe the Colossal is from Vivid. That specific one. Maybe not. Maybe it's from Darkness, but I think it's from Vivid. Another big thing that like I didn't really like it's kind of been more recent is they've been going like kind of the sushi route but not really because they have all the fresh fish that like you can have it like raw shrimp pretty good. Definitely like you need to be going to an upstanding place that actually cleans their stuff though. Can't be eating that stuff raw just at some run-of-the-mill place. Like with the head still on it and everything. There was oysters, salmon. They've been kind of getting into like the sashimi game, low key, which I'm all about it. I also went to Costco today because we needed detergent and fabric softener. And I found a 50-ounce beverage holder. And Costco, like, it kind of came in clutch because I was kind of feeling like buying one on Amazon. There is. When the first thing I had when I came in, my dad actually was he bought some swordfish from Haley's hometown, which is the next town over for her family. It's like the port city. It's called Portugallo. There's a picture of him. Right after I left, they got some more swordfish. Dude, it's 100 and like it was like 105 there today. And that feels really hot. Let me see the picture. Hold up. Look how big this fish is. And it's just half of it. That was the picture they sent me after I landed back in the U.S. Swordfish, like, don't make sense of how big they are. They're just a ginormous fish. That's just like the half of it. I can't even imagine having that on. Like, if you caught it. I wanted to go fishing while we were out there, but I wasn't out there for a long enough time. Because that's deep sea fishing. Mediterranean is no joke. But if you want to go catch fish, or if you want to like go buy fish, you go to the Portugallo, which is the town, at like 3 or 4 in the morning because that's when all the boats come in. And it's like typical, like The Perfect Storm or any other fishing movie where just like all of the fishermen are at the bar right at the port. That's what they do after fishing for like 5 hours or however long they're out there. I gotta keep remembering that I don't have enough great balls right now. I'm gonna let the stream build up the points. But yeah, for the and Grizz, my sleep schedule right now is like go to sleep at 6 or 7 p.m. like local, and wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning. So I'm gonna have to break that like today by staying up. So I might do a gaming stream right after this stream. How was Eve Thalia? It was good. Like I said, getting there sucked. Getting back sucked. There was good. It was fun. I mean, Grizz, it's not anything that I'm not already used to, right? The biggest thing was waking up yesterday morning with like my left calf locked up so hard I thought I would have to amputate my leg. I jumped out of bed because the dogs were in bed and I didn't want to like have my leg lock up and then one of them go launching. So I got out of bed right away and I almost fell down the stairs. Which I'm assuming is from the flight because they make the seats for toddlers and not humans. By the way, that Salamence is sick. It's such a long flight. And people said, oh, you can get business class, Beige, just upgrade your ticket, right? It was $4,000 more. Not even, like, we're not talking to first class. I'm talking from econ to business, which is an extra 2 inches of leg space, which I don't even think is going to make a difference for me. How are you going to justify $4,000? That's a joke. I wasn't paying it. I didn't even look at the first class. First class, they want your kidney. By the way, that is a Burning Shadows pack. Let's just see a Hyperzard. No? Green code. Six-star Terra raids. Oh, I played a little bit Pokemon Go out there. I think I got some Poke gifts from the place that we went out there. Trying to amp up and farm EXP candies. EXP candies? Do you just mean just regular candies? Like to up your Pokemon CP? Oh, okay. I haven't played Scarlet yet. I'll probably play that after. I played Crystal on the plane. Downloaded it on my phone or on an emulator. And then after I beat Crystal, because I cheated and I caught Rayquaza and I just wanted to beat the game, I also had Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which was honestly, I've never played that game before and it was really good. I was a big fan of it. It felt like Paper Mario at times, and I really liked that. Next thing I'm going to download is the N64 emulator for my phone. I'm just going to play Diddy Kong Racing. Not bad, Chris. Mario RPG. Was that on Game Boy? Because I just had Game Boy Advance downloaded. If I downloaded anything out of the country, I'm pretty sure I'm flagged on a list somewhere for downloading ROMs. If I fly back in, they might not let me back out. But I didn't care at that point. All right, Alex, you are next. But if you follow me on Instagram, you got to see some pretty cool vids that I posted. How likely am I to recommend a Windows PC to others if asked? Why am I getting that as a notification? I'm going to turn all those off. Thank you. After seeing the notification, I'm going to say less, but just despite that. I think Legends of Arceus was one of the best Pokemon games they made. Arceus felt like a new experience, and it was like really, really good. I liked it. I'm gonna have to go with. They need to just make how you catch Pokemon in Arceus like a thing in every game. Like you could take whatever else out, just leave that part in, because I think that was the coolest part. It made it like feel amazing when you threw a Pokeball. Bro, I had to relearn in Emerald that like 2 out of my 3 ideal Pokemon that I have on my team, which is Gardevoir, Salamence, Metagross, you can't use Metagross until after you beat the Elite Four, because it's the only way to get a Beldum. Steven gives you one. And you can't catch a Bagon until after the last gym. So it's like... I mean, Grizz, that's the way to do it, because I felt like the Let's Go games kind of sucked, if I'm being honest. They took all the good parts of Let's Go and they put it in Arceus, you know what I mean? And one of them was like that way of catching, which was not the same way as Pokemon Go. Yo, can we talk about the fact that Microsoft finally got approved to buy out Blizzard and Activision? Because that happened. And I said it was going to happen. I think it was Dr. Bulldog who said no, or somebody else. It was a couple people that said it. But I just remember like a distinct conversation, like, they're never going to let that go through. And my response to that was, there's too much money involved. They're going to bribe the right people. The boss battles were fun too. The boss battles were a lot of fun. The one with Lilligant was the most stressful, I would have to say. The first boss battle takes you by surprise because, like, I didn't know what to expect, and I was just like, oh. I was like, oh, wait, this thing is trying to kill me. This is not a battle. Makes you wonder who Sony will buy next to keep the pace. I mean, what's left? That's a very nice full art, by the way. The problem with it, J-Rox, is Microsoft, they say this Activision deal, because it's the one they're waiting on, but it's going to go through. But before that, they bought, like, Candy Crush. They bought Zynga. They bought, like, 100 other games. So Sony's like, well, we have Spider-Man. They're kind of sleeping. I don't know what they're going to do. And on top of it, all of these Xbox games are playable on PC, and it's like interchangeable. And I feel like Sony's kind of going to get phased out. If the deal itself can go through, I'm calling it right now, in the next 3 to 5 years, all Call of Duties are just going to be Xbox exclusive. Like, I'm sorry. That's just the next thing on the list. That's what I would do if I was Microsoft. If you're trying to just squeeze out the competition, kind of the smartest play, to be honest. And I could care less who comes out on top. Well, I guess I'm a little bit more biased because I definitely bought some Microsoft stock like a year before this all happened. So like, I got that Microsoft jersey on, but I'm rooting for all of us. Sony still has the better AAA title. Yeah, God of War, and then yeah. I was watching like an Asmongold Reacts video, and he brought a very interesting point to the table. He's like, everyone's talking about Xbox and Sony, but Nintendo's the worst one of them all. Like they're trying to get people locked up for like stupid stuff. But I'll tell you what, I do have a Switch and it is fun. Right. But that's just because we're in different time zones. They gotta wait for all those people to wake up, then they'll announce that part. Bro, Asia does not care about it. Asia just wants their microtransaction cut, and they'll let that go through. They do not care. I mean, as a person who plays games, aside from me owning stock in Microsoft, I would say it's horrible because anybody who had a PlayStation, you're probably going to have a lot less access to games over time. As a person who owns Microsoft stock, yay Microsoft. But it's definitely going to be interesting. I know World of Warcraft is going to be added to the Game Pass, so you can have a WoW sub for like $5 along with all the hundreds of other games. The thing of it is though, Dr. Bulldog, like I feel like even though they like got the rights to like still have Call of Duty, that can be like amended very quickly with the amount of money that they're going to be raking in. Well, like Sony is not innocent, so to speak, either, because they've been doing the same thing for years. They've been trying to get only stuff on Sony like at all times versus other consoles, especially Xbox. Until they realized, Dr. Bulldog, that they could sell more Xboxes if you could only play Call of Duty on Xbox. Because people are not going to sacrifice. You know how many people probably only play like Call of Duty? Like it's like one of the only games they play. Like if I was a person who only played Call of Duty, I'm not that kind of person. But like my mentality is like if I had a PlayStation and now all of a sudden I can't play it, I'm gonna just change consoles to make myself happy. I mean, I can get the same way too. Like I've played Sea of Thieves only on stream for a while now, just so I can grind out that curse. We're creatures of habit, dude. We're human. This has also been like the first time I've been excited about crypto for like a year or 2 years. Because Ripple finally like won their first like part of the case and it already doubled in value. I was like, oh, I messaged Nick. I was like, Nick, one more win and we're buying. I'm doing brakes on a helicopter. Bijou's breaking helicopter. But yeah, dude, like it's gonna be interesting to see how this Microsoft thing goes. Marvin, you got two. Let's see what I can do for your boy. Was it Sony back in the day that wanted to make it so you couldn't share discs, or was that Xbox? I don't remember which was which. Not that it makes a difference, because both of them are, guilty of doing things like that. That is a very nice gold. I feel like it was Xbox, but it could have been Sony. It was one or the other. Where like you couldn't borrow a game from somebody else; they had to have like their own disc. Right, and then Sony stuck it to Microsoft, saying that they weren't going to do something like that. But had they done it, it would have been a standard, which it kind of pretty much already is. If you buy a game digitally, you can't lend that to somebody else. It just happened in a way that like made it more convenient. Makes sense. But like if Sony would have just did that, they would have both made more money, ironically. I'd say the only thing that's keeping me from rooting for Sony is one, I'm not really invested in them stock wise, and I also get really aggravated when I have to watch a Spider-Man movie and like the only option is not to rent but only to buy, and I'm just like, nah, thanks, Sony. What's up, Tetsnick? I'm back, dude. We survived. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys what happened when I was at like my cousin's like mountain pool house. So it was just me up there, and I had already done my time in terms of like having to tag along for long drives for shopping, which I really didn't care for, but I already did my time. So I was dropped off at the pool while they did the shopping, and I was like the only guy there at the time with my cousins and my cousin's aunt. I don't know what that would make it to me. Probably cousin. But we're all in the pool, right? And it's just, we're all chilling. All of a sudden, they're screaming. Like bloody murder screaming from my cousins. And I'm like, is someone drowning? I'm in fight or flight mode. I'm ready to like figure out what's going on. At the end of the pool, about like a 5-pound rat fell into the pool. Took a dive. The thing made like a cannonball splash. So I had to scoop this thing out with a net, and I launched it into like middle of the wilderness on the mountain. I was the hero. That rat, I don't know where it is, but he probably got concussed. There wasn't really a humane way to do it. I kind of just needed to get it out of the situation. And mind you, it's not like it's like a dirty place or anything. They're up in the mountains, so there's wildlife. It can happen. This thing looked like this thing was like a couple strands away from being a capybara, which is like a huge animal on its own. No, it wasn't a pet, dude. They don't have neighbors. This was just a rat that's been like eating stuff. I got like my cousin screaming and crying like out of like just absolute fear. So I'm just like, I got to get rid of this thing. They're yelling in Italian, dude. It was like a Godzilla movie. Well, like my cousin, my second cousin, which is like my dad's cousin, my cousin's dad, you know, he you put poison around the property because there's a lot of different wildlife that you don't want just lurking around your place. So the theory is that he ate a little bit of the poison and this rat was like done. So like that's why he got like confused and just took a dip in the pool. It was good. Other than that rat, yeah. No, it was a good time. Me and Haley got to see a lot of our family's hometowns. Because Haley's family's from the next town over. It's like 10-minute drive. Not even. It's like the next exit on the highway. Oh, Grizz, dude, the thing was like 5 pounds. I've never seen a rat that big before. The thing probably had a social security card. Legit. I don't know what it was, but I picked it up with like the pole skimmer, and the thing was bending. That is back to back. You got the same gold. That's actually incredible. I've never. That could have been from the same box. I don't even know. I'll still never forget the frantic German pilot just yelling to everyone, "You cannot stand up yet. Please sit down. We're not parked." Haley's telling me to stop laughing, and she's trying not to laugh herself. So I'm like, I can't feel my sides from how hard I'm laughing. Everyone around me is giving me a weird look. I'm laughing so hard. Because just a frantic German accent screaming to sit down made me... It was the pinnacle of me just losing it. Exactly. And, like, usually, like, you know, there's, like, a brief pause when he comes on. He's, like, all calm and collected as a pilot. That went out the window. He's like, "Sit down now, please. Ein plane is not parked yet." We taxied for, like, 20 minutes, dude, before they parked the plane. I was about to lose it. I just started, like, randomly saying things out loud. I was like, "Just stop it, please. I'll walk. Let me out. Let me out on the runway." And this is after 12 hours of flying. In a confined space. Where the person in front of me lacked, like, personal hygiene and always had his chair all the way back. That is a very nice alt. It's a work of art. But yeah, I'll never fly that airline again. Safe to say. Dude, I didn't know this, and it made me even more upset. I make you want to go to Italy now. One of the really big selling points, you can just launch a rat if you have a pool. But yeah, it made me even more aggravated finding it out. But like, it was one of those planes where you walk downstairs for the bathroom, and I'm down there just stretching because my back is about to seize up because I got lower back issues, and I'm just stretching, trying to survive. And I see this one of the flight attendant people punch in like a secret code behind a mirror, and they go into a lounge that has a couch in it. And that was when I got really upset, and I was like, that is actually crap. Why do I not have access to this? They get to walk around and do whatever they want. They got a couch down there, and I can't even breathe. It was the first time I've ever seen that, and I always wondered. I was like, there's like 10 of them. I don't know where they are. They all can't be in the bathroom. But they can't sacrifice 2 seats to make everyone sit comfortably. But we could put a couch in the basement for the employee. I see how it is. We got a little smoking lounge down there, just lighting up some cigars. I was very upset after that. I went back to my chair, and Haley's like, "Why are you so upset?" I'm like, "I don't want to talk about it. I'll tell you after we land." Dude, legit, I was, my lower back, like, sitting, like, in a fetal position where you can't even bend your legs, and then seeing these people go into a secret room with a couch just lounging, I was like, are you... I'll save it for the gaming channel, because then I can express myself without worrying about my words. We're going to lay down in ein bed.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night. I don't know how to say goodnight in German.
Make sure you let Luna out again. We just took her out, but
Luna, do you have to use the bathroom?
she will again by the time you get her again.
You have to use ein bathroom.
She didn't go number 2.
You have to make a poo-poo. Alright, hold on. Let me tell you, after a 12-hour flight, Haley did not appreciate my German accent that I was having and a manic display of just wanting to get off the plane. I'm scarred from that whole experience, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Ein Bär. They probably wouldn't have taken the $20 donation, Mr. Saxton. They're German. They wanted euros. There was 1,000% a German in my vicinity that probably didn't appreciate the accent that I was using on the plane, but I can't be held responsible after 12 hours of being turned into like a sushi roll. I lost some brain cells. Mr. Tetznick, as much as I would have loved to have done that, that probably would have put me on a no-fly list. Not that I would have cared at that point, but it's a good way to like get the plane grounded, not where you want to be, like a different destination. It's probably a security breach. One, two, three, four, five. Five. If I would have punched in that code, I would have 1000% been tased. And I wasn't trying to be tased, even though like that probably would have muscle stemmed my back nice. Audrey, you got 10 bundles. We're about to see some action. Worth the price of admission right here. We haven't seen a prize in a while either, so I'm assuming we're gonna see one. And there's a lot of prizes left. But yeah, the last 15 or 20 minutes that were spent taxiing, I was 1000% just trying to speak German. I was like, Haley, how long until they park ein plane? And she was not a happy camper with my German, let me tell you. How long until they have to taxi? Well, I didn't plan out having 10 stacks look even, so I'm just gonna have a little mohawk here going on in the middle. But why German? Because Lufthansa is a German airline, and every announcement was said in German and then in English. Which, after 12 hours, you start to just think you're German. Sorry if you missed that. It's a little late for that, Audrey. I'm just going to run with it. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's probably a key detail that would have confused you on why I was trying to speak German. So yeah, there you go. We flew out from Munich. Yeah, I'm hearing like a weird noise. Hold on 1 second. It was Luna begging for food. The announcements make more sense. Yeah. It's a German airline. But you had a chance to become Hans Gruber. I think I just became him without even knowing it. I was like, Haley, if they do not park ein plane right now, I'm going to jump out of ein plane. They subscribed. You're perfection. Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. But yeah, like after he said we were taxing, and then people stood up, and he just was like, "Sit down, please, now." I lost all composure. All bets were off. My last brain cell that was like holding back anything that was like just trying to like make me seem like a sane person was gone. Yeah, it was a good time. I'm not a good person who flies when like you're just like crunched up for 12 hours. Like, oh, that's a good prize. Let me mark that down, Audrey. What did I say? Add it to your stack. Hey, it's a good stack. Good stack to have. I get like that when you're super exhausted, you get crazy hyper. But like a manic German, like just frenzied, kind of just frantic person who's been calm for every announcement to then freak out was the funniest thing. I started Haley's trying to shut me up. She's like, "Shut up," and I'm like, "I can't. It hurts too much to not laugh." I laughed like I wasn't like quietly. I laughed out loud as I could. I was just done. I LOL'd like for real. After 12 hours, I can't be responsible for how I react to things. And I don't know how this works, but because of the time change, the flight was longer. I don't know how that works. I didn't think that was a thing, but it added hours to the flight. I don't know how, but it did. I don't even know if that like. I remember saying like asking like why is the flight, and they were like, oh, because the time changed. I was like, I said okay, but then I thought about it like 2 seconds later. I was like, wait a minute, that's not how that works, is it? I think I've been lied to. I think I was like on a hybrid plane where they were using green fuel and we were flying slower. It's not cool because my sleep schedule is like go to sleep like an hour and a half ago, and then wake up at like 3 or 4 in the morning because of a leg cramp in my left calf where I thought I was gonna have to amputate. The only other time that happened was after like an entire week of 3-a-days for football, where my legs locked up so violently that like I think my mom had to put towels in the dryer to wrap my legs to get them like to like unlock, because like my legs were just stiff and I was like in agony. Gravy, thank you for almost 2 years of being a sub. I appreciate you. I don't like if you've never experienced your calf or like your leg locking up, but like in agonizing pain, like where you feel like it's gonna snap. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not fun. Not a great time. Your perfection, the way I'm going to fix it is with brute force and just staying up for a full day. So I won't be going to sleep until tomorrow night. I got my tan on a little bit though. I'm pretty happy about that. Didn't burn. I used that spray sport SPF whatever. It was good. I also been there. I mean, I'm pretty used to it. I do that just regularly anyway. I just didn't do it while I was on vacation because I would have just hated my life. I might, your perfection, not even gonna lie. I might do it after this stream. If I don't, it'll just be earlier in the day tomorrow. Because I will get off to just eat and go to the gym. Raikou. I don't even remember falling asleep last night, but it was probably 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. I was just oh, woke up at 4 or 5 in the morning, did all the laundry for myself, and cut the grass. And it was still 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. and I was just well, looks like I'm just gonna stay up now. Oh, I was just in agreement with you. I said I was probably going to, and if I didn't go live on the gaming channel right away, I was just gonna eat and go to the gym. And then I would start the gaming stream earlier in the day. And then when I saw Luna for the first time in 10 days, she was very excited, and it immediately gave me a nosebleed by scratching me perfectly on the bottom of my nose. And there was just blood everywhere. I was okay, I'm going to hit the timeout button because I haven't slept. I came off a 12-hour plane, and I need this blood. PT, physical therapy. Doesn't PT mean something for ROTC people? Personal training? I don't even know what that stands for. Oh, she loves me a lot, and I wasn't mad at her. I was just okay, let me not get blood everywhere. Also, if you weren't here when I first said it, if you have pre-check, so I don't know if Strike is still here, but he was telling me that clear wasn't anything, but I got clear and pre-check. There's a line for clear, there's a line for TSA pre-check, and then there was a line if you had clear and TSA pre-check. I went to that line because I paid to win, and I got through security faster. Whenever we go on a trip, Cody's the same way. He also wine every night. Yeah, I feel bad. I hate leaving the puppers. So for those of you wondering, I was, there was a line specifically for both, and I was just hey, I paid for both of those. So the pay to win worked. Well, the puppers stayed with Haley's parents, so like, it's not like they were without people. You know, the entire time they were just pretty much with people. So it was a little bit easier. Yeah, exactly. But like when my leg locked up, oh, we are getting closer to hyper chonkers. When my leg locked up last night, I immediately got out of bed because the dogs were in bed and I didn't want to launch Luna off of the sheets because my leg locks up. So I immediately got out of bed and I almost fell down the stairs. I was in such agony, I just was helpless. I couldn't do anything about it. When your leg locks up like that, you just have to wait for it. It woke me up real quick. That's all I gotta say. I was in deep sleep and I immediately woke up. Like I said, I've had that before, but it hasn't been since high school. That was after like an entire week of 3 days. And my legs locked up so violently, I was like screaming. Because it feels like your leg is gonna like break. Like your muscles are just gonna tear. And the only thing to unlock them was my mom had to like literally put towels in the dryer and wrap my legs up. But like after flying back and forth, like I'm very just over greedy airlines. Just remove a row of seats. If they don't, I'm gonna start my own airline. Have one of these cryptos that I'm waiting on to take off, and there's gonna be Beige Airlines where everyone can sit like a human and not like a child. I didn't know you could legit tear it. It feels like it. I do remember it, and that is very good. That is a card that is very good news to get a 10 in, and I am very happy for you. You're not going to dump it right away, right? You're going to keep that one for a little bit at least. Because that's going to be, it's already highly sought after. Good. I'm the same way. I could have 100 of the same card, and I don't want to sell any of them. I'm very excited for Obsidian, dude. Obsidian is going to be the set that like we're gonna try to kill me with opening packs, and I'm okay with it. It's a constant battle. You got the first break? Let's go. There's going to be I'm very excited. As soon as I saw the gold Zard, I messaged Nick. I was like, why do we not have release breaks on the website yet? And he's like, I had to wait to see the rest of the cards because I don't know how many spots we're going to have. And I said, that's valid. That's a welcome back to the U.S. right there. Ein Titar. I haven't seen this card in like probably a year. What set did that come out of again? That's right, Battle Styles. You know, the set that people love to hate but are wrong. Oh, and she's tenable. That's a 10. That looks gorgeous. In 2 years, Chris. Thank you. I love you. So if you want to grade that with us, Audrey, you're more than welcome. If you want to grade it yourself, that's okay too, but that looks like a 10. Please grade it. If not with us, yourself. That's a big hit. That's a spicy meatball right there. Also, we're just going to add it to your pile, Audrey. There is still a lot of prizes despite you getting 2 of them right now. And it looks like there was a full art in that pack. Audrey, do you have a case of ETBs yet? Because I think Bois is like one off where he has it. I don't remember. You're going to be set for the set after Obsidian. That feels good. That's what happens when you buy 10 bundles. Crazy things. Good things. Because we got 20 ETBs in this one, I think. That's 2 cases. And I'm sure you're going to get into breaks when we have 151 breaks, so you're just going to be all 151'd out. I know there's going to be a Zard coming because we saw the Centiskorch full art. A dozen booster boxes of that. Evolving Skies was an amazing release when it came out. But it did spoil the set before, which was Chilling Reign, I'm pretty sure. Or few, whatever that order is. I can't remember, but I know that Brilliant ruined a set, and so did Evolving. Brilliant ruined Fusion, I think. Speaking of Fusion, you do have a Fusion pack right there, right after this Crown pack. That's going to give us some heat. Got that Voltorb. My like second shiny and Arceus. That huge scandal didn't. I saw that came out recently, and we were talking about it, and like apparently it was like a distribution place taking out hits and then resealing the packs or something like that. Or no, it was people working at the factory and they were just cutting hits and taking them. So it supposedly did not affect the hit rate, even though the hit rate was seemingly affected. We still got hits, but it's definitely a little bit more difficult at Fusion. This is what happens when like you kind of just have like a third party hiring company look at resumes and just, you know, pick out the best one when someone probably lied or, you know, did not have good references, but they didn't care. It's crazy. What's up, Rotwing? Yeah, but didn't supposedly like they get all of those cards that were considered like contraband and destroy them? We talked about this a couple months ago. I forgot like the specific details though. It was all fake to inflate the card price. That would have deflated it though. That would have did the opposite. Oh, you're saying it was a conspiracy that they were destroyed and like taken care of? That's interesting. I like that. I got you. Yeah. I thought you meant the whole thing was a conspiracy. I was like, that wouldn't help it. The guy got caught trying to sell them. Yeah, he was like bragging about it, wasn't it? Like he had like screenshots. People are not too bright. Rotwing, thanks for gifting a sub. Just slowly sell them? Yeah. I mean, dude, you learn that from every movie that's about stealing a large sum of money. Like a certain amount's gonna flag the IRS, blah, blah, blah. I feel like it's... people aren't too bright to begin with, and then they just don't execute properly. Bro, my guy's never seen The Italian Job where they're selling one bar of gold a little bit at a time. What was that guy's name? Steve? I mean, other than being fired, could you, like, get jail time for that? Because it's technically stealing, I guess. Well, definitely stealing. Scuba Steve. Exactly, dude. Scuba Steve, my favorite character from The Italian Job, with Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlburgers. Hey, we're just going to add more golds to the pile. Is that okay with you, Audrey? Cool. If they put in the actual value. So what? They take the value of goods sold, goods stolen, like at the factory level. So then it wouldn't be the value that it actually is. Is that what you're saying, Chris? Because I guess that makes sense. Beautiful. I'm sure we're going to have a couple batches of PSA coming back pretty soon. But right, like, if they were looking at it from a crime perspective, they probably have to look at the value of, like, the manufactured price, even though they shouldn't. Hey, and also a gold, you know, if you wanted it. Just saying. There it is. And it's tenable. Looks pretty good. They probably didn't even know that, like, they would have gotten off the hook with it being a felony because of the value, because they were not that smart. They just got lucky. It is a good music video. Grizz, I know you're a fan of Hollywood Undead. I think they they've been coming out with some heat lately. They've been like this new album. Like they released 10 or 20 songs, and then like they're releasing more songs, and I'm just like, whoa. Been adding it to the workout playlist all day. Well, Audrey, that was a very good 10. You got two 151 ETBs with my bad handwriting. Don't pay attention to it. Yo, just another random thought too, because I said YouTube and workout playlist. Have you guys seen that YouTube is like testing a version of YouTube where ad blockers just don't work? It just won't let you use YouTube. The day that happens, I'm gonna be pretty sad. I hate ads as it is. I'm trying to avoid them at all costs. Cut a good... What? Are you okay? Did you salvage the finger? Did you put it on ice? That's pretty insane. And that's a horrible response, Tatsnick. I'd be horrified. Look at all these hits, dude. The Sleepy T-Tar on top of it all. I'm telling you right now, Audrey, that is a very good shot at 10ing. I'd be very surprised if it doesn't. If they don't give it a 10, it's probably a political move. They want to keep that 10 pop down or something. Still better than that one company that is discontinuing one of their grades so that the owners of that company can just dump and run. You cut a decent... What's a decent size? Like, did you get a knuckle? Like, did you get this line? How much of a finger are we talking here? Like, did you sneeze while cutting? Were you getting a little too, like, you thought you were just Gordon Ramsay? Getting passionate and then the finger came off? What the heck happened to my YouTube camera? Jeez. I need to get a new camera stand. I've destroyed this one. Get your knives professionally sharpened. I mean, that'll happen. That's not a good time for your head to have it slip. I'll tell you what, though, you probably gave a good review to that sharpening company. Just on principle. Like, damn, dude, you sharpened it so good, I cut my finger off. Accidentally. Matter of fact, drop their names in the chat. I'd like to shout them out. They didn't sew it? Well, now you could feel kind of like how I feel with my thumb, where I don't feel anything anymore in it because I broke it during Unbroken release. I mean, it probably could have done with like if the doctor said like nothing to, or I mean your skin, right? Just to keep it from falling off in the middle of the night. The one time I got stitches was my eye, like right underneath my eyebrow. You can still kind of see it because hair doesn't grow there. banged my head on a corner of a counter when I was young. When I was like probably like 5 or 4, one of those ages. Mr. Saxton. To the right of your eyebrow. So like, well, I guess it depends what eyebrow. You got a Harry Potter scar, dude? Did you meet Voldemort? The nurse laughed because it was all said and done. I said I didn't cry or whine. Dang, dude, Grizz just hitting that nurse with his smooth like smooth criminal way right there, rizzing her up. Did you get her number, dude? You could tell me, it's okay. Just a 1-inch line. You wanted candy? I mean, honestly, dude, candy's pretty good, especially after probably almost losing a finger. Your friend cut into his index finger at the bend, literally blood everywhere. Oh, dude, I can't do good with these. Yo, my puppy Luna almost took one of your toes with her when you were wearing sandals in my house. But she's a puppy. She can't help it. She saw those sausages. She's like, give me them. Tell that person to go to the hospital. Yeah. I was about to say the nurse laughed at you because you cut your finger. I would have been pissed. I would have been like, you literally can't laugh because I'm like traumatized right now. The nurse. See, what did I tell you, Grizz? Grizz with the Riz, dude. My boy. Smooth operator over here. I'm trying to think of like a cheesy finger, getting cut off pickup line. I try to find a way to like get close to you and talk to you, so I just cut my finger off. Will you go out with me? Like, is that what happened or no? You can be honest with me. You needed some sugar. It's true. I donated blood once. I watched someone pass out after donating blood, and I was like, damn, should have had a cookie. The family-friendly way of being a gentleman is just smooth. That's kind of what Leonardo da Vinci did. That's not the dude who cut off his ear. That's Van Gogh. Leonardo da Vinci. Oh, dang, Grizz. What's up, Ensign? Leonardo da Vinci. I'm pretty sure that was Van Gogh, was it not? I think you were like being ironic about it, though, making a little joke, which I'm all about it. Drapion full art. Well, yeah, all jokes aside, you want to make sure that you're not going to lose a finger first before you attempt to get a number. That would be my only concern at that point. See, Haley came from a Sicilian family, so I knew what to do. You ever seen Life is Beautiful with my boy, who's that one actor? Roberto Benigni. Where he goes, Buongiorno, principessa. Really sad movie, but like, it's such a good movie. I'm right, it's Van Gogh. I thought it was Van Gogh. It could have been Da Vinci, I don't know. But like, on a 50-50, I probably would have went with Van Gogh. You didn't need. I don't even think they had ambulances back then. You kind of just had to tough it out. You probably like had to send a telegram out for medical assistance. I think they just chalk it up as an L and just die at that point. It's sad, but which dad joke? I think I missed it. It went over my head. Well, Grizz, thank you for coming in here despite almost losing a finger and dropping a sub. Jeez. Ah, I just read Van Gogh. I just read that. That is a good dad joke. I'll give you 500 points for that. 500 points for the group. 150 actually. You didn't get to eat. Yeah, I would say that's a tragedy. I think like after almost losing a finger, you kind of just chalk it up. You move on. You cook something else. There's probably blood on it. You don't want to be eating that. Then you get like the. You ever seen Book of Eli, dude? You get the. Let me see your hands, and they're shaking. You get the meat shakes. Which I don't even know if that's like scientifically accurate, but I'm just basing my knowledge off of movies. Oh, Mr. Saxton. Look at that. That's a grass energy. It's your favorite type right there, too. The irony. Only thing more ironic would have been a steal. It was really a good movie, yeah. That movie's a sleeper. The twist at the end, though, dude. I didn't see it coming for, like, ever. Some of the parts of the movie didn't make sense after the ending. I was like, wait a minute, how did he do this? I mean, the movie's been out for like 10 years. I'm going to spoil the ending. He was blind the whole time. You want to see Oppenheimer? What was like? I saw so many memes because the Barbie movie and then the Oppenheimer movie were coming out, and like, what was like the whole like thing with that? Because I missed that all. I was in Italy. And I don't even want to talk about the other movie. Well, I guess I kind of do because, but like the one movie that kind of like covered human trafficking, which I'm going to talk about it because I think it's a good thing that's being brought to light. I think that's a disgusting thing that needs to stop. But that's like apparently a controversial subject. You can't hate human trafficking. That movie that came out in like theaters or whatever. What is it called? I forgot what the title was. I was in Italy during this whole thing, so I like missed out on all that. Barely had internet. Bro, I've been gone for 10 days. You're right there with me. I just got back 2 days ago, too. There you go, Ensan. Thank you. You were gone for 7 months? I think I remember you telling me that. Which, welcome back. I feel like you were around a couple times, though. But you were still, like, here on and off, right? Okay. We had internet sporadically. Apparently, due to the heat, there was a fire that took out the internet, and we didn't have internet for like the last 3 days, which we were out most of the time. But at night, I couldn't watch Netflix. I paid for like that like AT&T roaming, and that thing's a scam. It like barely works. I should have read the asterisk where it says, "Hey, our internet sucks. Don't pay for this." All right, Grizz, you're up next. But yeah, I don't know what like the big controversy was. Like, I saw so many memes with Oppenheimer and the Barbie movie, and I like didn't know like what was that about. Went over my head. I was in Italy. I didn't know. Barbenheimer. Yep, exactly. Barb. I think they were competing for sales. That's like two different categories, though. Like, of all the two things that compare, like, I guess it's just like the box office. Dude, I saw that, like, there's this crypto website that, like, it's almost like instead of betting, the way they get around it is like you're investing in futures, and the futures are outcomes that you can, like, invest in, which is betting. And it's like random stuff. It's like William, Elon, and Zuckerberg fight, yes or no, and you could like bet each way, and what you stand to gain is like if you're on the underdog or overdog or favorite. Oh, it's a great idea. I didn't see either of the movies, so I don't know. I forgot to change the name on the screen. Sorry. This is Grizz. But like I saw it. Sarah says hi and good night. Well, Sarah, you have very restful sleep and no nightmares, only good dreams. So good night. Did you say good night to Haley yet? I believe in Grizz. I believe in Harvey Dent. The hits have been pretty fuego tonight, so I feel like it's just bound to happen. Last two, we're going to see some heat. Let's go. It's going to make us wait till the last one, I guess. Come on. Okay. Grizz, not the greatest bundle, but also not the worst bundle, because you are getting a lot of hollows, reverse hollows, codes, your bulk. I still love you. You didn't lose a finger. All good things. I'm back from Italy now. I survived the voyage. Positive thinking. I wanted to pull you even crazier cards. I tried. I love you. Ding, don't you come in here with negativity either. I saw you over there. He's back to talking only 10 minutes every 15 or something. So you won't even hear me saying that. Ding, don't say anything if you agree. Nice. I try to make them all winter bundles, though. I think we have more bundles. Hold on. Yes. Yeah, update these lists. Petsnick, I love your email, by the way. I just saw it. I don't know how I didn't notice it until now. almost completely updated. And we are there. Say what Grizz's email. Has that always been your email? That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Excuse me, double sneeze. That was powerful. Alright, who broke my lights? Who did this? Thank you. It's a burner email you made for Xbox. It's a fantastic email, though. It's weird because Japanese Ruler of the Black Flame comes out of a couple weeks before Obsidian does, which is really odd. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I feel like no one's holding schedules anymore properly. I was going to take a bathroom break, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to finish out what I have in queue right now and then probably close it off there. Rodwin, thank you for that sub. Appreciate it. Keep forgetting I have a mini fridge in here full of water. Very good. No, I know what you mean, Grizz. It's just a circus. Maybe it's a different pattern from now on. Maybe we'll see maybe like the Japanese and US sets be completely like almost mirrored. Because that's how it's been. It's like we get like the Japanese sets are just chopped up versions of the US sets. Maybe it won't be the case anymore. Who knows? We'll have to see like more consistent change. Kinda. Seeing the full art crystals art was one thing, and then when I saw the golds art, I was like, okay, now this is a set. And then everything else is just going to be bonus. That happened when I was in Italy. When I saw it, I was like, Nick, please post the release brakes. He's like, I can't yet. I don't know what the other types are. These next upcoming months are going to be absolute mayhem, and I'm all for it. I'm excited. I hope. Keep the streak going of just pulling the rarest card in the first break. I want everything Rotwing. I want it all. Not bad, Todd. Who doesn't? Maybe you. I don't know, dude. It's a loaded question. Just kidding, Red. Red, did you miss me? Because I missed you. I missed all of you. Jason, you're up. But yeah, dude, the upcoming months is just going to be awesome. I'm so excited. Like, finally, we get awesome set after an awesome set. And I don't have to sit for 3 months just watching people just skip it. Was such a tease to get Crown at the beginning of the year. But it was a set that people were excited for. Pokemon needs to stop making sets that people are like, this set is, not really too excited about it. Like, don't make those sets, dude. We don't want them. Just make every set crazy. It's not hard. All right, we're good to go. How many of these bundles we got left? I need to look. Yeah, thank you for not auto-filling my website that I type in only, 100 times on here. 118. Not bad. Out of 500 or 250, I don't know. How many I make of these? 250, I think. Or 300. What's up, Cod? Ooh, realization out of Crown. There you go, Jason. I still think there's like over half of the ETBs left, let alone the booster boxes. Yo, my guy, what'd you play? Where'd you go? You go to the pots, dude? The pot of water? My boy over here went to bingo. I'm calling it now. You old geezer. Probably had your bifocals on. Tiki slot. My guy played Temple Run. Hey, you leave a winner. That's a good thing. That's the casino where I turned $20 playing video blackjack with like a virtual dealer, and every time I lost, I doubled the bet, and I walked out with 600. I was betting like $1 and $2. $3 $10. Jeez, dude. That ain't cheap. What's up, Stars? How you doing, my guy? I just got back from Italy like 2 days ago. It's my first stream back. I'm sure there's people that like didn't know I went to Italy and they're like, where the hell did you go? That's good, texting. But like that's what I did, testing. Like, every time I lost, I doubled the bet. I had a bunch of all-ins where it could have ended the run for me, but it worked. Pierce. But the limit was low, so like I wasn't like having to play like $20 hands. It was good. We got out of there just in time. My parents are still there because they stay there for the majority of the time. They're both retired now, and more power to them. On the green machine, is that the one where it's just like it has like the dollar sign, and then you could hit like a 5 or a 0 or a 0 and a 5? And it was good. We got out of there just in time. Because right now, I think today it was like 105. And that's not fun. That's the one you played? I watched that one, like, the big jackpot. You know who I'm talking about, Chris, on YouTube. And that maniac was, like, doing $100 spins. I was like, oh my gosh. He was playing that machine like the high limit room. Last time we went was for Haley's 21st. K though. Jeez. What? Oh my gosh. For real though, how much do they take out in taxes? Like, is it like, oh, Jason? Six? I mean, you still get to keep 14 and then you don't got to worry about it. You gotta give good old Uncle Sam his chunk. Hello. What's up, Tater Tot? And that's a beautiful thing, Chris. You thought it was 10, you stopped, and then scanned it, and you were like, oh. 151, you know the set that's coming out after Obsidian? That crazy holiday set? You get an ETB, an Elite Trainer box of 151 when it comes out. Oh, you played that 10x 20x game? I watched someone in person. I was friends with some degenerates years ago, but I watched someone win 1,000 and then 5,000 like back to back in like one day and then the day after. They did not keep a cent of that money. That money all went back into gambling, and I was like, oh my gosh, why? $100 with 100x. That's insane. That's awesome, dude. Congrats. So, like, when you cash that in, obviously they're not going to just give that to you at the gas station. Do they just cut you a check, or like? I mean, Chris, you put some on the side to have some fun, but like you keep a good amount. Had to go. Okay. But the gas station, do they still get a cut? The one that sold it? How does that work? I don't know. When I won it was right underneath the hand pay, so I didn't have to like get hit with the taxes right away. That's when I bought my first edition Zard, and then Nick and there was another person with us. I gave them each hundreds, and I was like, I'm done. I bought the Zard while I was still at the casino. That was my birthday like 8 years ago. $1 of wins. So 1% of 20,000. What was that, like 2,000? No. 200? I mean, it's something. Better than getting nothing. I would have tipped him too. Jeez, dude. That's good luck right there. That's a good man. So Jason, congrats on the ETB. You got an ETB before it even came out. All right, Tutsnick, you're up. Like I said, I'm stopping at the current list, so Ryan or Grizz will be the last person. Bro, this YouTube camera needs a chill. Can't wait to move them back cards. I heard you're moving. It's happening. I'm happy for you guys. Congrats. You dragged him back with you. It's kind of what happened to me. Haley was with me at the townhouse for a little bit, and then we got a house in Wisconsin. And she's originally from Wisconsin, so she's dragging me back. So, like, when are you guys, like, officially, like, taking the moving truck or whatever? $8.3. That's not too far off. A couple weeks. You guys starting to get packed? Because I'm a grade A procrastinator when it comes to that stuff. Tonight I'm doing, so everyone's pretty much waiting for Obsidian. So I made mystery bundles where you could win Obsidian or 151. And we have release breaks posted. You're hella stressed. You're the only one packing. I had movers do mine. Haley didn't have to move much because, you know, she didn't bring too much stuff to my house. But finding a moving company to like move a hot tub and then watching them move the hot tub, I felt so bad, but it's like I paid for it. You couldn't get, really? See, I called like a couple places and then I was good to go. One company was ridiculous. I think it was like the 2 men in the truck or whatever. They were so expensive. I was like, yeah, bye. Well, like, you can rent a U-Haul and do it yourself, but, like, you'll save money, but you'll probably end up breaking stuff, losing sanity, or just hurting yourself. Movers, I was in and out and done. Correct, yeah. Because Obsidian hasn't released yet. Yeah, 9,000. I paid like, I think it was like not even 2, and it was with the hot tub. And I had a lot of furniture. Oh Oh my gosh. That is a very nice alt. Yeah, 9,000 is way too high. I hope that. I'm sure you knew that. Like, that's ridiculous. $9,000, you could probably buy a moving truck and just have it, just own it. It'd be pretty good, honestly. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you. Just so you know, Stars Killa, that like Google sheet. D man, what's up, dude? Thank you. Minimum of 5,000. Yeah, nah. That's a scam. I called like 4 different places just to like, shop around, and I went with this one company, and it was. Now that I think about it, it was probably closer to $1,000. It wasn't even that much. Mind you, the distance wasn't that far though. Like it was like an hour away. Sorry, Stars. I interrupted myself there. I'm only opening what's on the list currently right now. Just because it's my first day back, I don't want to rough it too much. And I have to break this cursed sleep schedule. What company? I'd have to look it up. It was like 3 letters. It was some sort of acronym with 3 letters. They're a pretty large company, but I don't know if they're only around Illinois or the Midwest. If they're big, I mean, they might be by you guys. Yeah, you'll just be like the first one on the list if you bought in after Riz. Bro, the 12 hours though, you got to take a 3-hour flight to Munich and then catch a connecting flight for another 8 to 9 hours to Sicily. It was truly like the most uncomfortable experience because it's just small chairs. TQL. What's TQL? No, it wasn't. It was like United something. I'll Google, or I'll like search through my emails because I still have it. Ooh. United States, yeah, exactly. No. Now it's going to bother me. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Alliance Moving and Storage. Alliance. How often do we send them out? You're saying send them back or send them United Alliance? It's an acronym. Come on, or not an acronym, a synonym. And a thesaurus, they're right next to each other. Okay, one at a time. I was talking about this earlier too, Strike. I thought you were here. So we submit on a monthly basis, and then when we get them back, we ship them out. We ship them out as we get them. So like the week we get them back, we email everybody. You can see on Discord, Nick posts like a list of what came back so people know. He sends individual emails out. If you buy in that week, then we ship it to you. We've been caught up already to like February of this year or March. If you're waiting on cards, that's because we haven't heard from you. No, you're good, Strike. And coincidentally, Strike. So remember how we had this conversation? You're like, clear is not the same as pre-check. I got them both. I probably made a mistake. So leaving the U.S., there was a line for clear. There was a line for pre-check. Then there was a line if you had both. I got in that line. And I skipped a lot of stuff. So the pay to win works at the airport. You got your email and graded. I'm guessing when you buy in this week. Right, yeah, right, exactly. And I'm not, don't feel rushed at all. I was just trying to answer a bunch of people at once. I didn't even get like 1,000 like 100% approved for the pre-check. They just gave me the number that I submitted the application and it still worked. 'Cause I did it like a week before. Clear takes your eyes, a picture of your eye, your thumbs and your index and middle finger, I think. Looks like they're okay. They're just Chicago then. Well, sorry, I tried, but they were very cheap. I think I have like the original quote too. I tried to help, but I messed up. I'm sorry. They're only a Chicago company. There's Alliance and VA. Okay. Virginia, Connecticut, it should be like relatively close, no? Maybe sister companies. I think I called them like a month before because, like, you know, it's good to book in advance. The biggest thing for me was finding a company that could move a hot tub because I wasn't going to be able to do it on my own without breaking it, probably. Clear. It's in like a lot of the major ones, but yeah. But pre-check overseas, like in another country, they do not care. It does not get any quicker. And Strike, interestingly enough, I got like, if you have like a digital passport thing that you could fill out for customs, you could skip a bunch of lines. I skipped a bunch of lines and then ended up having to wait an hour for luggage anyway, so all the people that I skipped were just right behind me. You're glad to get your return at 10 on Full Art Gold? For me, yo, let's go, dude. So, Stars, when you buy in this week, just put in your notes or send us a separate email saying, hey, I got a graded card back. Can you ship this week? Just as a reminder. And Nick can make a note of it. I was talking about it pretty much the whole stream. I'll retell with more animated language in the gaming channel, but yeah, I will never fly Lufthansa again. I can tell you that. He told me he responded to you. Unless it was like, you know what? I'm going to look myself. I just need to find the list. I think stuff got like weird when I left for Italy and then there was just hecticness. I mean, stars. I will not lie to people when I think a card is great, like what it's going to grade. I'm telling the truth, and usually I'm pretty spot on. At least with the centering. If it's like a surface issue that I didn't catch or something else, like then it's that is different. You brought all your dive gear, like you like go scuba diving. Bro, the beaches right at our hometown, like down the mountain, those beaches are not like as fun because it's just there's no sand, it's all rock, and then it's reef for about like 20 feet, and then it's just dead deep ocean. So it's a little unsettling. Yeah, strike. So the flight back, this will be just, the spark notes of my flight. The initial flight from Palermo to Munich was delayed an hour, which normally wouldn't be an issue. My connecting flight, due to my awesome travel agent that the family uses to book, gave us an hour between our connecting flight. And I'll tell you the rest when you come to the gaming channel. It's I'll still swim there. Like it doesn't matter to me. It's just unsettling. There's definitely sharks in the Mediterranean. But yeah, we'll talk on the gaming stream where I can be a little bit more articulate about my feelings towards this airline. Well, no prize, Mr. Tetznick, but I'll tell you what, some solid hits. I haven't seen that alt in a while. No, I didn't propose while I was there. I wasn't in the right state of mind. And honestly, it would have been a little bit like... It's not so much that it's cliche, but it's obvious. I want it to be a surprise when I do. I want it to be like, what? Like, unexpected. Not telegraphed whatsoever. But I'm not rushing things. Twitch convention. I feel like that would be like the one of the least like romantic ways of doing it. All right, David, you're up next. Also, Tater Tot, thank you for fixing the sheet because I broke it and I did not know how to fix it. Those lines were gone and I just kind of panicked and I just ignored them. I don't know what I did. Something happened when I copied and pasted and I was like, uh-oh, that doesn't look good. Not so much that I didn't know how to, it's just like I didn't want to figure it out. And it was right like the last stream before I had to leave. You said unexpected, not romantic. That is true. That is honestly touche. You got me there. And honestly, me saying that just reminded me If you well, you don't really watch movies, so never mind. I was gonna say the scene from Kicking and Screaming when Will Ferrell gives all the kids birds, and he's like, "You know what? You got me. I may have inadvertently poisoned your children. Those birds had salmonella." One, two, three, four, and five. It was on Netflix, dude. I remember seeing that movie in theaters, and it's crazy, like, how long it's been since that movie has come out. The reason I hate your dad so much is because I know he's the one who wrote "Dick Sucks" on my driveway. Never seen Footloose? I mean, Footloose is a classic, yeah, but like, there's probably more important movies you should see before that. How? How though? I feel like you're you're trying to like get me to like solve a riddle here. Okay, but to put in perspective, let's be honest with ourselves. Tater Tot, you mistook Vin Diesel for Jason Statham. That whole conversation was hilarious, by the way, because there were two bald guys. And thank you, Criminal. I appreciate it. You're so convinced they're the same person. Also, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I do get hyped up for Shark Week, and then I saw Jason Momoa, Mr. Hey guys, you wanted me to take my shirt off? That dude is hosting it, so I guess I don't really want to watch Shark Week anymore. I saw an ad for it, and I was like, well, looks like there's always next year. Hey guys, you like sharks? Let me take my shirt off real quick. When you think about it, Vin Diesel, what's wrong with Aquaman? I've seen way too much of that dude's nipples. If I'm being honest with you, it's made me really dislike him. I feel like he's always has his shirt off. And like, dude, I get it, but come on. You're Aqua. You got to have the suit on for Aquaman. He's got a shirt off too. Hey guys, need a shirt? Like that's basically his acting like range right there. Let me take my shirt off and flip my hair around. I think the idea is the tattoos of the shirt. Well, it's a bad idea. How about that? I think people need to start, really talking about the reality of things. Well, I didn't like him in Aquaman, and I really didn't like him. He kind of ruined Shark Week for me, if I'm being honest with you. I also had a revelation that I forgot about the movie entirely. So I hate pretty much every DC movie. Whatever, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I think they're pretty bad. Marvel's movies lately pretty bad too, so it's all bad. But I rewatched Batman versus Superman, and I actually really liked that movie. And I honestly don't know what happened between that movie and what we have now. Yeah, but that's all he does. And then he tweeted at Chris Pratt because Chris Pratt was using a plastic water bottle while he was working out. And Jason Momoa is like, "Hey, bro, not really cool to be drinking with plastic." It's like, shut up, dude. Shut up. You probably killed like 3 dolphins on the way to work, and you're tweeting about a plastic water bottle. I remember reading that. I was like, "What a douche." It's like the only way you can respond to that. It's not though, because if you're in a production that requires some acting, you gotta act. He had more character development, and maybe it's not his fault, maybe it's the writers, like you said. He had more character development in Justice League than he did in Aquaman. And if you don't believe me, rewatch both. I know it'll be painful, but do it. But you saw Jason Momoa nipples, aka Aquaman, aka hey guys, where's my shirt? I'd rather lick trying with lead. Hey, get a little spice. No, but for real, like I rewatched Batman versus Superman. I really liked Lex Luthor. That dude was a maniac, and it played perfectly. The scene where he's talking to like the Congress person or the military dude for like permission. You didn't like. I think that's the only good movie that they came out with, besides like Wonder Woman, you know. But like, after that movie, I don't know what happened. It really went downhill. And mind you, well, I mean, here's the thing. When I say it was good, I give it like a 6 or a 7 out of 10, which is still watchable. I mean, come on. I saw an ad for Shazam, and it made me not want to watch it even more. I thought it was corny. It's probably a good movie, but it just like didn't interest me. Oh, David. That's an Obsidian Flames booster box. Let me mark that down. And I can't abbreviate Obsidian Flames because OF is pretty much not negotiable at this point for obvious reasons. Go see Barbenheimer. Barbie Oppenheimer. I will. Oh, Ding better be in here to catch that. Is it like actually good? Let me tell you, dude. When I watched, like, if you've ever seen Chernobyl on HBO, that show is amazing. If it's anything like that, like it makes it interesting. I'm down. I will watch it. Margot Robbie's Oppenheimer. Exactly, dude. And Will Smith is the bomb, the nuke, so to speak, who imploded on himself this year. Hitch 3. Son of Hitch. Gyarados. That's the alt. That is the fifth one I've seen in a lot of packs. David, my boy. Oh no, I moved the name and I'm never, okay. Never touching that again. I knew better. It's almost a disaster. Let's see. Slightly thin on the left, but the rest of the card is perfect. I'll say a 9. Maybe you squeeze a 10. I mean, like a 9 you take. I'd take a 9. I'd take a 5. I don't care. Sharp razor teeth. You see all the candy she's eating? That's what happens. Either that or she's a big fan of like Mike Jones and Paul Wall, and she got herself a grill. Is she a streamer? Do streamers? I don't have pointy teeth. I use that Colgate, or that whenever you get that free tube of like Sensodyne or whatever. That. Who's Mike Jones and Paul Wall? Are you Bowler? I don't advocate. You know, you express yourself with your words. You 281-330-8004, dude. Call that number right now. Mike Jones will still pick up, I think. I don't know if that's still in service. He might have canceled that. If some poor soul got that number, don't call that number. It probably doesn't work anymore. He was a rapper when he first came out from Texas. Famous for having grill. And in his first CD, he put his actual cell phone where you could call him. But it was like an automated response. Being old does not absolve you of this. This is like 2000s. See, I listen to a lot of rap. I listen to a lot of everything, but he was all over MTV. But yeah, grills are not really a thing anymore. Because they're probably like, I don't know, it's probably like bad to have metal in your mouth like that. It's like acidic. Just, it's probably like you're like, if you can never drink orange juice. And let's be honest, it probably just masked like the bad dental hygiene. It's like dentures. If you think about it, dude, like that's what was popular. It was like blinged out dentures. No. Yeah, he's just rapping about like Weber's and like the George Foreman grill. Keeping it real. Exactly, dude. The Crunk Juice Cup. Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. Lil Jon, I've heard in a couple songs. A lot of EDM has Lil Jon because they like his yelling. But the East Side Boys, I haven't heard about them since. Who else from back then, dude? The Yin Yang Twins. You've heard of Lil Jon? It's kind of hard not to. He's very loud in his music. He yells. He's got some like angry rap going, you know. Hey, Alt Penny, by the way, bro. If you ever want to laugh, look up MTV Cribs Yin Yang Twins, and it is the funniest episode because it's just a basic house. It's like they just like bought a house, but they didn't change anything, and it's like the stock furniture. They're like, this is a picture of a boat. It's very nice. It's the funniest episode you will ever watch. Yeah, you don't want him to cancel the movers. He just starts unpacking the boxes. Dude, I remember watching a YouTube video about Pimp My Ride last year, like a couple of years back, and it's like that show got canceled because they just ruined people's cars. They could never like upkeep a hot tub in the back of a van. They put TVs in the rims, and then like one of the TVs goes out. Who's gonna fix that? Bro, but I watched it, and I'm sure a lot of other people did too. I read that people like ruined their car on purpose to try and get on the show, and like sometimes it didn't work out. I kind of miss those shows, dude. They're not really around anymore. All it is like the 20th, the 100th season of Real World, and now it's like the challenge. They gave a dude who had a gambling addiction a slot machine. I mean, in a way though, that could help. You know, they could keep him out of the casino to lose money, and he could just play with his, his Fugazi one. I think my favorite guy was I forgot what his name was, dude, but he was Latino dude who did the interior and like the material of like the chairs and everything. His name was like, it was something short, but he's like, it's very soft, it's comfy. And he was hilarious. I mean, I think it doesn't become, you can't really classify something as an addiction until it's like truly negatively affecting your life. I'm definitely, like, you could say I'm addicted to Pokemon, but like, I love it. It makes me happier. And like, at the end of the day, it's like, it's more of a hobby. I think to say it's an addiction puts a negative thing on it. I think he could control himself. I mean, obviously you know him better than me, but I believe in people. I think it's who you put yourself around. I've been around some crazy degenerate people when it comes to like gambling and stuff. I used to hang out with a dude. I remember one time we went to the casino, and I'm a person who will put like, I'll gamble 100 and then that's it, and I'm done if I don't win or whatever. And like, this dude, he would just be going around and like, oh, how you doing? Oh, I'm up like 10. I'm like, 10,000? That's insane. Let's go. And he's like, no, I'm not done yet. And then next time I see him, oh, I'm down 3,000. I'm like, you took more money out? What are you doing? You are very welcome, dude. Congrats on the box. Well, like I was a person, I'm not a person that's peer pressured. So like I would just look at that and be like, "That's dumb. You shouldn't do that." Whoa. Hit Control V too many times, or my finger like just got a little happy there. Chris, I'm not gonna resize your name. You're just gonna live with that. You know it's you. In the So put your order number, which you'll get in your email whenever you buy anything, if possible, and then you could put today's date if you can't find the order number, and put Alt Iono. Yeah. Is this song in Sing too? You are very welcome, dude. Congrats. I'm still not going to take a bathroom break. I got 5 more bundles total to open. I'm just going to finish it out. I watched the newest Ant-Man on the plane, and I don't know how I feel about it. I was like, this is kind of good, but then I was like, nah. It's big shoes to fill after Endgame, dude. I don't think they could do it again. Like Endgame, actually, like it made me like have an emotional reaction. Like I cried. The part where Tony Stark's daughter comes out of the tent, and that's how you're introduced to her. Like I was like, got choked up immediately, and that does not happen. Okay, we're good to go. They really did, because then like as much as I hate DC, Marvel's been down the tubes. It's, Love and Thunder was like the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. It felt horrible. Like after like watching, I was like, wow, that sucked. I think like there's going to be a shift in like away from superhero movies, which if there hasn't already been, there needs to be a new genre. I'm just waiting for the Pokemon movie where it's live action, where instead of they have that Detective Pikachu, it's the story of Red, not Ash. Like straight up from Pokemon Origins. And they either make the dude from either Spider-Man, whatever, Tom Holland, he could be Red, or the dude in That like I forgot what it's called, the Gentleman movie, where they're like secret agents. Iggy. I mean, they have a live action Pokemon movie. It's Detective Pikachu. But like, I want an actual live action movie. Right. But not Ash. Red. Yeah, Taron Egerton. That could be Red. Him or Tom Holland. I mean, Tater Tot, have you watched Pokemon Origins? If you haven't, I recommend it. Okay. Red is the actual character you play as in the Pokemon games. That is not Ash. Ash is a parallel spin-off sort of character that we like know from the show. It was like Americanized. The story of in Pokemon Origins is Red, and it's like the games. And Blue is Gary, right? But everyone else is everyone else. Misty, Brock, all of them. Also, that is a sick Noivern. It's on YouTube, Pokemon Origins. And I think, like, I'm sure you could find it somewhere to watch for free. I think there's, what, 6 episodes? I wish they made more. The only thing about Pokemon Origins is at the end with, you know, the whole Mewtwo scene and the way they handled Charizard, I was like, this was kind of like slapped together. But it was still good. The rest of it was perfect. Especially like when they go to like Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town, I was like, damn, this is sick. They nailed the Marowak Cubone whole story. But Tater Tot, anyways, my whole point of that is if they do a live action, they have to do it that way because it's so much better. Ash is good, but like, I think it's time for them to like go to that story arc for movies. It's so good. I promise you will not regret watching them. Ash is based on Red. It's like a more like kid-friendly Americanized version of it. Yes, Rotwing. Because Tater Tot, we were just talking about like live action Pokemon, and I hope that the next movie that they should do is like Red story live action. That would be sick. What I think they should do with Ash in terms of like the regular story arc of the show, it's a no-brainer, but they won't do it. Ash can be the new professor like Professor Oak. Misty, his wife or whoever. Brock is like the new Mr. Fuji, and it's just easy. He's dumb, but listen, he achieved a lot. But like for a live action movie, I think it would be absolutely sick to see a Red like story arc. Ash should be part of it. See, I don't think he's good enough to be part of the Leaf Four, but you can make that argument that Professor Oak was once part of the Elite Four. And if you didn't know that, that's highlighted throughout the games. Agatha talks about it. Koga, yeah. I like what they did with in Gen 2 when you go back and it's Koga's daughter running the gym. Because Koga went to the Elite Four. Right. But here's the thing, dude. You do the Red story arc, you have so many more movies, and then when you come back in Gen 2 with Gold and Silver being the characters, you meet Red on the mountain. That's a sick scene. You don't know if he's alive or dead. Yep. Right, exactly. No one knows where. There's a theory that Red is just a ghost because there's no way you can survive on a peak of a mountain. You'd freeze to death. And he doesn't talk when you start to battle him. He just disappears, I think, when you beat him. That's another theory, is that Blue is Giovanni's son because he's always, your rival is always there when Team Rocket is there. And it's like he's not even, he battles against you. He doesn't even help you. There's a theory that Ash's dad, you know, when you go to every gym and you talk to that guy and he goes, yo, champ in making, there's a theory that that is Red's dad. And I really like that theory. Yep. Dude, there is not enough battles to level up your Pokemon for the Red battle, let alone the Elite Four. And I've played through that so many times on emulators and just on the Game Boy. Well, no prize, Chris, but you definitely got some good stuff. Yeah, but like they've already done the Gen 2 remakes multiple times. That's the thing. I'm all for it with you, though. Excuse me. Random hiccups, jeez. I think like the least grossing game was Black and White, wasn't it? It was like the least successful game, like least amount of sales. It's very surprising they decided to remake that. Like you generally want to remake stuff that's like your most successful. Oh yeah, I never played them. I'm just going off of like what I've read. Was Black and White the game where that like random encounter with that one girl? It's like the ghost girl by the elevator. She just says one thing, "You are not the one," and then disappears, but it's like never covered again. You can't get right. I feel like that's always kind of been the case though. Like the nature of Pokemon. Like you needed a buddy or a second game to like trade the exclusives. Right. All right, Grizz, your last one. The rest of the ones will be rolled over to Wednesday. But we had a good welcome back. We opened a lot of bundles today. Up until. But even like the first three gens, there were exclusives in like gold and silver, even in like crystal. You're sad it's end? Don't you worry. I'm going to be live on the gaming channel. I'm back for good now. It's going to be an insane couple months coming up. I was debating, I might even go live tonight on the gaming channel because I need to break my sleep schedule right now. But we'll see how I feel about going live after I eat and then probably go to the gym. I might. I'm. It's like 50-50 right now. And I've missed you guys. 400 out of 1K to SV. They only added 400 Pokemon out of 900 to Sword and Shield. Got you, right. So, like, they're just not in the game. That's interesting. I still think that Pokemon should add some sort of, like, loot cards, kind of like how World of Warcraft did, where, like, it'll give you, like, a shiny in-game that you could redeem with a code. Just occasionally. Obviously, they could add, you know, all the other cool stuff, but... I remember I got a promo Marshadow when Sun and Moon came out. I was cool with like the GameStop people, and I was like, "Hey, do you got any like promo codes laying around?" They're like, "Here you go," and I got like a bunch of Marshadows. Hoot hoot. I still remember playing, like, replaying Crystal on an emulator on my phone, and I remember just, like, some of the weird... You were just so limited in choices. You couldn't get Ampharos or Mareep. It wasn't catchable. I remember I trained up a Crobat to be able to use Fly. Crobat can't learn Fly, so that was a waste. It was an interesting time. And Grizz, no prize, but you did get a hit. There's still a lot of prizes left. After I get this PvP curse in Sea of Thieves, which I'm like touching level 70 right now. I just need to get to level 100. I'll switch it up potentially. Maybe play some Scarlet and Violet. Maybe something else. Who knows? Oh, you're due. No, I said no prize yet. And there's still a lot of prizes left. We got a couple prizes tonight. Let's see the winner of the gift card. Rev Aaron. There you go. Rigged. So, guys, I potentially will be live on the gaming channel tonight. If not, just later in the day. Love every single one of you. I'm happy to be back. We're touching like 100 bundles left and a lot of prizes. Love every single one of you. You're all beautiful. Have a good night.